Workers at a Twin Cities beach learned police watched them in ways they didn't expect.
The Golden Valley Police Department used a drone to catch beachgoers breaking the law by going topless or nude. Tonight, WCCO's Jeff Wagner tells us why officers chose that tactic and why some feel the enforcement went too far.
The serenity on this somewhat hidden beach at Twin Lake is what draws visitors, along with an understanding of sorts that many freely bare their bodies.
It's really well known for being a safe place to just be comfortable.
But when Elsie Olin was there last Friday, that freedom of expression wasn't free from consequence.
They're all wearing tops. They're literally wearing tops.
As officers began taking information to potentially cite people for being topless or nude.
It had reached the point where it was time for people to be held accountable for their actions.
Detective Sergeant Randy Malin with Golden Valley PD said they've received more than a dozen complaints this spring and summer regarding people being nude, drinking alcohol, or doing drugs at the beach. Over the past weeks, he says officers strictly educated beachgoers on the laws and gave warnings, but repeated complaints led to Friday's enforcement.
At that point, everybody was fully clothed. Like, we had tops on. There was no indecent exposure.
But officers say people were caught in the act thanks to their drone that was surveying the beach from afar. Golden Valley PD has trained drone pilots. The surveillance was legal since the beach was a public place.
You know, what it did was validate all of these complaints we've been getting from the residents.
It does make you feel uncomfortable to just think like, oh, how often am I being watched? And what kind of authority is going on here?
Beachgoers that day also felt officers targeted certain people.
The 2 or 3 black people that were super visible on the beach, they went straight for them.
Sergeant Malin says officers were prepared to take information from several people who had been topless or nude, but that hostility from the crowd changed their plans.
We made the choice that things were only escalating, and we chose to leave.
In Golden Valley, Jeff Wagner, WCCO 4 News.
Tomorrow, the Minneapolis Park and Recreation Board will vote to potentially repeal an ordinance that bans women from being topless at city parks and beaches. Part of Twin Lake is in Theodore Wirth Park, which would be impacted by that.